Hey everybody, welcome once again to NoDQ&A video right here on youtube.com/NoDQCW, and as always, NoDQ.com. We're coming off Monday Night Raw with the apparent end of People Power. John Laurinaitis was not only fired, but the recipient of 3 attitude adjustments and the STF, courtesy of John Cena. Is that the end for Big Johnny? Who knows? But got a lot of questions here, so let's get right down to it. If Daniel Bryan doesn't end Punk's title reign, do you see Cena returning to the title hunt against Punk and holding the title until either Rock or Lesnar return to WWE? And would fans be interested in another Cena versus Punk feud? I definitely see WWE going back to John Cena versus CM Punk at some point. I mean, it's inevitable. Now, there's been the talk about doing CM Punk versus Big Show at SummerSlam. I'm not really sure if that's a match that's worthy of being at SummerSlam. Now, I know we already saw CM Punk and John Cena at last year's SummerSlam, but to me, you want to put CM Punk in there in the biggest match possible at one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. And I don't know who John Cena would be facing at SummerSlam at this point. So you put CM Punk with John Cena, that only makes sense for it to happen at some point. And I think it'll be sooner than later, if not SummerSlam, perhaps by the end of the year. But I definitely see that feud happening again at some point. And as long as they don't completely run into the ground like they did with John Cena and Randy Orton, I mean, that they milked it for all it's worth. So if they do CM Punk versus John Cena every now and then, I mean, I really see no issue with it. And I just think it is inevitable that match will happen again at some point. Has WWE done the right thing by separating Dolph Ziggler from Swagger, but keeping Vickie Guerrero as Ziggler's manager? I talked about this before, where I think that it's best for Dolph Ziggler to branch out on his own. I think Jack Swagger needs Vickie Guerrero more than Dolph Ziggler, so not really sure I like that decision, and I'm not really sure what direction they're going with Dolph Ziggler at this point. Obviously, they still see something with Vickie Guerrero that she can generate a lot of heat, and she's a crucial part of Dolph Ziggler's act, and that's why they're keeping her with him for the time being. But I think at some point you have to branch Ziggler out on his own and let him cut his own promos and let him be his own star and allow him to shine on his own. So I do think at this point having Vickie associated with him is holding him back, but that's just my opinion. But I guess WWE sees things a different way for now. Do you think we will see an Evolution reunion anytime soon? I would love to see it at the 1000th episode, but I think WWE are too occupied. Your thoughts? Well, yeah, you have to keep in mind that they're already advertising a DX reunion, so they're going to do the whole thing with Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Doing an Evolution reunion, especially on that show, it's highly unlikely. I think if somebody like Batista was to return, it wouldn't be for just a one-night reunion of Evolution. He would return as a full-time performer, so I don't see that happening. And of course, Randy Orton's doing his own thing, and who knows what's going on with Ric Flair right now. I mean, he is completely done with TNA at this point, and it's only a matter of time before we see him back on WWE television, I think. But yeah, I don't see an Evolution reunion happening, especially at the 1000th Raw. But you never know. Never say never. Aaron, would stars like Batista, Bobby Lashley, Edge, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, Goldberg, JBL, HBK, Bret Hart, Matt Hardy, which of these guys will be on the 1000th Raw? Like I said about Batista, I think it's unlikely unless he's coming back full-time. Same thing with Bobby Lashley. I don't see him coming back as like a one-time thing. Edge is definitely a possibility. I think that the odds are that he'll be there. Jeff Hardy, he's with TNA. Kurt Angle's with TNA. Goldberg's not coming back. Almost certain of that. JBL, I think there's a decent shot of him being there. Shawn Michaels is advertised for it. Bret Hart, another guy that I think there's a good chance he'll be there. Matt Hardy, probably not. But maybe a slight chance with him, but I don't think so. Triple H is coming down the ramp tonight on Raw. Why the hell does Cole start talking about a match later on the show? Well, they do this all the time where they know that segment's going to be heavily watched. I mean, the Triple H Paul Heyman segment was at the top of the hour, and that's usually one of the strongest segments of the night in terms of the ratings and when people are tuning in. So they obviously want to promote the other stuff that's going on at the end of the show. So I understand what you're talking about, that for such an important segment, you don't want to be mentioning something else, or you want to be focused on the segment that's going on. So I understand what you're saying, but I know why WWE did it, and I don't think that they're trying to downplay the Triple H Brock Lesnar storyline. Obviously, it's going to be the main event of SummerSlam, and that's the match that's going to draw out the pay-per-view. The thing that really bothered me, though, with Michael Cole was not so much that segment, but the whole Cyndi Lauper thing, which I thought that was just an awesome segment with Cyndi Lauper and Roddy Piper, and I was really into that. But to me, it was completely ruined with Michael Cole's commentary and him just burying the whole thing, and I was just so upset about that. I don't understand why they had Michael Cole do that. And obviously he's not saying, he's being fed the lines, he's being told to make fun of it. But that bothered me way more than anything else that Cole said on the show. So there you go. How long do you see Kane competing for? He's now in his mid-40s, but is still able to perform regularly and on a high level, unlike Undertaker or Sting. I think that Kane will keep going on for as long as his body will hold up. I mean, he can still go out there. He's still a veteran, and he can still go out there and perform a decent match. And I think that he'll continue to perform as long as he physically can do it. Although I don't think he'll be one of those guys that keeps going till he's like 60 or something like that. But I could see him wrestling for another 5-10 years. I mean, it's all a matter of how long he can physically do it, and I think he'll want to keep doing it. I think it's in his blood, and he'll just keep going as long as he possibly can. What do you think about the AJ Kane Bryan Punk angle? I think they're overdoing it at this point. They should have gone to the point of the whole thing. I really like the storyline a lot. I think that everybody's been doing a great job in it. I think AJ's really stepped up, and she's been tremendous in her role as the crazy chick, and Kane's been it's something different. It's adding a little more dynamic to the storyline, and it's got the whole soap opera element to it, and that's the kind of stuff that people like. So I have no problem with it. I think it's entertaining, and if you're going to do a storyline like this, you might as well let it play out over a couple months. I mean, they've only been doing it for about a month and a half now. So I would keep it going through SummerSlam. At least that's how I would do it. Just let it go a little bit longer, and you don't want to end it too quickly. But yeah, I mean, at some point it'll get old, and it's all a matter of knowing when the right time to end it. But for now, I would like to see it keep going. I'm enjoying it, so I would like to see it go on. Alright, that'll do it for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQCW. Check out episode 155, which was posted yesterday. And stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. And we'll see you next time.